Thinking back to our last deep dive, the one on keyword research, and how we were really getting into, finding those perfect terms, it just strikes me how fast everything changes in this space.
Oh, absolutely. It feels like you just get comfortable with one strategy and then boom, the ground shifts under you.
Yeah, exactly. It can be, well, a little dizzying sometimes.
It really can. And that's why we wanted to do this today, isn't it?
Precisely. This isn't about some far-off future prediction for SEO. We want to talk about what we're actually seeing, right now at Gilmedia, how we're getting ready.
Yeah, giving you that kind of insider look, helping you get ahead of the curve, too.
Because the pace of change is, it's pretty significant. You've got AI everywhere.
Right.
Voice search picking up, these zero-click results becoming more common.
Major forces reshaping how people find things online.
It makes me think of that Malcolm X quote, "The future belongs to those who prepare for it today." That feels very relevant for us at Gilmedia right now.
It really does. So yeah, our mission today is to dig into what the experts are predicting for, say, the next decade of SEO.
But focus on the actionable stuff, right?
Yeah.
We can actually, what you can use to stay relevant.
Exactly. Practical takeaways.
Okay, so let's jump right into the deep end. AI. It's the elephant in the room, maybe. Friend or foe for SEO?
That's the big question, isn't it? And honestly, here at Gilmedia, we don't really see it as a simple either.
Okay.
It's more transformative. It's fundamentally changing how discovery happens online.
Like with AI overviews, we're seeing those pop up in Google results much more now.
Definitely. It wasn't long ago they felt experimental,
Yeah.
And now they're becoming the go-to for quick answers, especially those how-to or what-is questions.
Informational queries.
Exactly. And the forecasts, they suggest that by Q3 2025, which is really just around the corner,
Oh, yeah?
AI results will likely dominate for those types of searches. The AI gives the answer directly, fewer clicks needed to, traditional websites.
So for us at Gilmedia, that means rethinking strategy, doesn't it? Maybe chasing those really broad top-of-funnel keywords isn't the main goal anymore.
Precisely. We're already advising clients, look, focus more on the bottom funnel keywords.
The ones that show intent to buy or act.
Exactly. And at the same time, conversion rate optimization. It becomes even more vital.
Okay.
If you're getting potentially fewer initial visits from those broad searches, you have to make sure the traffic you do get is super likely to convert.
That makes total sense. Maximize the value of every visit.
Yeah.
But you said this is just the start for AI in search. What's further down the road, like 2030?
Well, the predictions get pretty wild. Think hyper-personalization.
How so?
AI anticipating what you need before you even ask. Based on browsing history, location, your calendar, maybe even biometric data someday.
Whoa! Biometric data. That's futuristic.
It sounds it now, but the idea is AI understanding your immediate context to give incredibly tailored results.
Okay, mine's slightly blown. But AI isn't just changing search. It's also changing how we at Gilmedia create content, right?
Oh, absolutely. The progress in AI content generation is, well, stunning. Remember the early stuff?
Yeah, pretty basic, robotic.
Right. But today's models, they're sophisticated. They learn from vast amounts of text, create stuff that's often hard to tell from human writing.
So by 2030, AI is basically writing all our blog posts.
Not quite like that, or at least that's not how we see it as the best approach. We think AI will play a more strategic role.
Okay, strategic how?
Identifying trends as they emerge, analyzing huge data sets, helping us optimize older content that might be slipping. Scaling production, yes, but smartly.
So using machine learning to find topic gaps or see what competitors are doing.
Exactly. Suggesting topics with a high probability of ranking well. But, and this is crucial, it's about blending AI efficiency with human creativity and, importantly, expertise.
Right, the human element. You mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, and it's core to our philosophy at Gilmedia. We see the future as this synergy. Experts are saying the winners will be brands focusing on conversions over just traffic.
Quality over quantity.
Exactly. And strategic AI integration, not just letting it run wild. Original content based on real experience, unique insights. That's what Gilmedia champions. That becomes even more valuable.
Okay, so AI is a massive factor.
Yeah.
But you mentioned fragmentation earlier. It's not just Google's world anymore.
Definitely not. Google's still huge, obviously, but we can't just put all our eggs in that one basket. The landscape is fragmenting.
What does that look like in practice? What are we seeing at Gilmedia?
Well, think about OpenAI's search feature in ChatGPT, launched late 2024, right?
Yeah.
projected to grab maybe 1% of the market this year. Seems small, but it's a sign of changing habits.
And things like Perplexity.
Exactly. Perplexity is built as an AI answer engine, gives summaries, cites sources. It already has over 15 million users looking for a different kind of search.
So for us, SEO isn't just Google SEO anymore.
Not at all. We need a broader view, optimized for multiple ecosystems. Different algorithms, different user experiences. It's more complex, sure, but also more opportunity.
And social media fits in here too, doesn't it? The lines are blurring.
They really are. It's a critical point. One expert recently said our success depends on understanding all the platforms our audience uses. TikTok, AI engines, niche forums.
TikTok as a search engine is fascinating, especially for younger users.
It is. And look at Reddit. Its traffic jumped massively, nearly 40% in the first half of last year, and Google's now showing Reddit discussions more prominently in results.
Right, those dedicated forum spots.
Yeah. So looking ahead, our content strategy at Gilmedia needs to be way more diverse, tailored for different platforms, different user behaviors.
Okay. AI. Fragmentation. Let's talk about zero-click searches. This sounds potentially worrying if your goal is website traffic.
It can definitely feel that way. Zero click, meaning the user gets their answer right there on the search results page, no click needed.
And the numbers are significant.
They are. Laying it out. July 2024 data showed just over 41% of U.S. searches got an organic click.
Okay.
But if you take out clicks going to Google's own stuff, like YouTube or Maps, that number drops to around 36% going to the open web.
Wow. So almost 2/3 of searches don't result in a click to a non-Google site.
Pretty much. And this is only expected to grow with better AI answers, more voice search, richer SRP features.
That sounds like, yeah, an existential challenge, as some analysts say, for businesses relying purely on traffic.
It is a fundamental shift.
So how do we at Gilmedia adapt? If clicks aren't always the goal, what is?
We have to broaden our definition of success. Focus on visibility, brand presence, even without the click. Optimizing for those zero-click features themselves. Featured snippets, knowledge panels, your brand, your key info can still be right there.
So sometimes the goal is just being the answer on Google's page.
For certain informational queries, absolutely. But we also double down on queries with high click potential, transactional searches, commercial intent.
People looking to buy something.
Exactly. They're still likely to click through. And crucially, build brand recognition. Even if they don't click today, seeing your trusted brand might lead them back later, directly.
It's like that old joke about page 2 of Google being the best place to hide something. Maybe position 0 is the new page 1, even if it's just a snippet. How do we help clients with this?
Well, it's about optimizing for those snippets, getting that prime real estate, making sure the content is authoritative, answers the question clearly. Building that long-term brand trust is key, too.
Right.
So even if they don't click this time, they remember you as the expert next time. Plus, targeting those high-intent keywords where clicks are still strong.
Okay, let's shift gears. How we actually do the searching is changing, too.
Yeah.
Not just typing anymore, right? Voice search.
Definitely picking up steam. Smart speakers, assistants on phones, in cars. It's becoming much more common.
What are the numbers like?
Projections suggest over 160 million voice assistant users in the U.S. alone by 2027. That's a huge audience searching differently.
Differently how? How does that impact us at Gilmedia?
Voice searches are usually longer, more conversational, full questions,
Like asking, what's the best way to? Instead of typing best way.
Exactly. So our keyword strategy has to adapt. We need content that directly answers those natural language questions. More question-based keywords, long-tail variations, optimizing for conversational phrasing.
And it's not just voice, is it? Visual search, multimodal search. That's growing too.
That's the next wave, yeah. Predictions are that by 2030, a good chunk of searches will involve text, voice, and images. Think VR and AR becoming more integrated.
We see hints of that in e-commerce already.
Absolutely. Like Nike's virtual shoe try-ons or Sephora's virtual makeup tests. Those are great examples. It means optimizing visual assets, images, videos becomes critical, maybe even creating immersive AR/VR experiences that are discoverable via search.
So images aren't just decoration anymore. They're part of the search strategy.
Increasingly, yes. And as AR/VR get more common, optimizing for those platforms could become a whole new ballgame.
Wow. Okay, so with all this change and AI generating content, how do search engines maintain quality? Trust. That brings us to EAT, right?
Exactly. Experience, expertise, authoritativeness, trustworthiness, that framework from Google. It's been getting more important And it's going to be absolutely critical with AI search.
Why specifically with AI?
Because when AI can summarize info from anywhere, Google needs strong signals to know which sources are actually credible, reliable, written by real experts.
So things like author bios, showing credentials, awards, they matter even more.
We believe so. By 2030, those signals of real human experience and trustworthiness will likely carry even more weight. It's how you stand out from generic AI content.
So authenticity becomes a competitive advantage.
Absolutely, and that's central to how we operate at Gilmedia. In a world of potentially synthetic content, genuine expertise, real-world experience, that's the differentiator. It's about blending AI's power with that irreplaceable human insight.
Okay, makes sense. But we can't forget the basics, the foundation. Technical SEO, still crucial.
Oh, more than ever. It's the bedrock. Website performance, speed, it's always mattered, but user expectations just keep rising. Slow site, poor mobile experience, you're going to struggle in search results.
Or web vitals and all that. Still a big focus.
Huge. And looking ahead, maybe by 2025, a bigger focus on how well sites using lots of JavaScript are rendered by search engines. Any issues there can kill visibility.
Right.
And by 2030, expect even stricter performance standards. Users won't wait.
And mobile-first indexing. Is that still the main thing or evolving?
Mobile first was huge, and mobile traffic is dominant, so it's still vital. But we might even see a shift towards, like, any device first.
Any device.
Yeah, as lines blur between phones, tablets, desktops, maybe even other interfaces. The point is the experience needs to be seamless everywhere. That's a core principle for us at Gilmedia when building sites.
It really shows how SEO and, say, web design or user experience are merging, doesn't it?
Completely. By 2030, trying to separate SEO from UX might be impossible. Think about it. Bad UX, slow site, hard to navigate, people bounce.
And that bounce sends bad signals to Google.
Exactly. Hurts your SEO. I've seen stats suggesting poor UX can slash potential revenue by like 35%.
Wow.
So investing in good UX, future-proofing it, isn't just nice to have. It saves money long-term. It means SEO folks need UX skills. UX folks need SEO awareness. Break down those silos.
And accessibility fits into that UX picture too, right? More than just ticking a box.
Oh, absolutely. It's moving way beyond basic compliance. It's ethical, it's practical. Accessible sites often convert better, have better SEO naturally, and reach way more people.
So good for business and the right thing to do.
Precisely. And we expect search engines to reward accessibility even more in the future, maybe even penalize sites with barriers. It aligns perfectly with Gilmedia's focus on inclusive design.
Okay, what about local businesses? How's local SEO changing?
It's getting hyper-local.
Hyper-local.
Yeah, much more precise targeting. Using things like geofencing to reach people right near a store.
Right.
Creating content specific to a tiny neighborhood's needs.
Super granular.
Exactly. And by 2030, imagine using real-time local data events happening now. Traffic, local trends to deliver super relevant contextual experiences.
And the online-offline blur. With AR, maybe.
Big time. AR offers new ways to connect. Optimizing your Google business profile, getting reviews, that's still key. But adding AR stuff like virtual tours, interactive directions, it pushes local SEO beyond its traditional limits.
Okay, so pulling all this together. AI, fragmentation, zero-click, voice, visuals, EET, tech, UX, hyperlocal.
Right.
How does Gilmedia approach future-proofing? What's our advice?
Well, first, we embrace AI as a partner, not a replacement.
Right.
Use its predictive power for trends, ideas, scheduling, but always guided by human strategy, creativity, and ethics.
Makes sense. What else?
Diversify. Don't just focus on Google. Optimize for those AI answer engines like Perplexity, U.com. Pay attention to social search, vertical platforms. Be where your audience is.
Got it.
Third, focus relentlessly on user intent and experience. Understand the why behind the search. Deliver the best possible answer, the best experience. User research is key here.
Solve the problem, don't just chase the keyword.
Exactly. Fourth, build that brand authority and trust. Thought leadership, community engagement, consistently delivering value. Even unlinked brand mentions help build authority now.
Okay. And technical.
Non-negotiable. Stay ahead on technical best practices. Invest in speed, performance. Ensure accessibility, usability on all devices. Keep that future mobily any device focus.
And finally, how we measure success. It's changing too.
Yeah, looking beyond just rankings and traffic. Focus on what matters to the business. Conversions, revenue from search, customer lifetime value. SEO is a long game. ROI builds over time, especially for established sites. We need metrics that reflect that strategic value.
So wrapping up, the big message seems to be adapt, stay flexible, and always, always focus on providing real value to the user.
That's the core of it. The specific tactics, they'll keep changing. That's the nature of digital marketing. But those core principles, helpfulness, accessibility, trust, they endure.
It feels like a challenge, sure, but also a huge opportunity, doesn't it?
Yeah.
To innovate and connect in new ways.
Definitely. Stay informed, be willing to experiment, and keep the user front and center. That's the path forward.
This has been really enlightening. Gives a much clearer picture of the road ahead and how we at Gilmedia are navigating it. You know, it brings to mind that Peter Drucker quote,
Which one?
"The best way to predict the future is to create it."
Ah, yes. That fits perfectly.
It really puts the onus on us, doesn't it? To be proactive.
It does. We're not just reacting, we're actively shaping how we succeed in this changing landscape.
Absolutely. Well, if this deep dive sparks some thoughts for you listening, or if you want to talk about how these shifts might affect your specific strategy, please do reach out to us here at Gilmedia.
We're always happy to chat and share what we're learning.
Definitely. And make sure to join us next time for more online marketing tips, tricks, and secrets from Gilmedia.